Okay. Um, Hi guys. My name's Edgar. You guys can call me Wolfman, I guess. Um, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to talk about, from my personal experience, how I know, okay, this sounds weird, but label people with autism. How do I categorize, like, how autistic a person is? Again, this sounds bad. This sounds bad, but it's just I'm not a speaker for everybody, and this is just how I view it. And it makes it easier in my brain. So I'm going, and maybe if you're not autistic, this can give you some insight. So let's break it down into some levels. Um, let's start. There's going to be 5 levels. All right, we're going to start out small and work our way up. So for our first level, we get people with autism who genuinely you don't even notice that they have it. Like it's hardly noticeable unless they tell you or you ask. These are people who may not even like you can be in high they could be in high school and or like middle school or whatever and they won't have an IEP or a 504 or either one. And by the way, those are like education plan things that are meant to assist um, people such as people with autism throughout school. Um, these people are like they won't have any of the interests that you might associate with somebody with autism. You know, like vines or memes or shit posts. They will genuinely just go about life, and you'll barely notice. You'll barely notice at all. So yeah, I met one of these people before, and they were really nice. So as for the level two is the people who have like autistic interests. Like you can there have you there are videos online called vocal stim compilations, I believe. In my opinion, these are videos for level twos primarily. These are people who have like vague interest in Sonic or JJK anime or something. They're like really into it, and the like cartoons, video games. They many times they might develop a hyper fixation on one of the subjects. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, I've hyper focused on stuff before, so and then yeah, like these are people who also, at least in my experience, tend to be good artists, even if admittedly not always, but not always. That's perfectly normal for them not to be. But I do remember experiences where some of these people were actually really good at drawing, like really good. So that's just from my personal experience. Then we have level threes. These are people who you can tell they're stimming. For those of you who don't know what stimming is, or for people with autism who don't know how to put it into words, the way I like to put it is acting out imagination with either your hands, your voice, or both. And level threes tend to be people who stim kind of impulsively. It's a really difficult urge to control. I, for one, am a level 3. By the way, I would identify as a level 3, and I have a family member who's a level 3 as well. We, yeah, we can get along. We can put away our stimming urges for some time if we want to talk to somebody who we really think is fun or funny or anything like that. We can definitely do that. Though stimming is a hard urge to control. One time I was, this is middle school, I was at my locker and I didn't mean to, but I just started stimming. I just started stimming in my locker while I was making noises and stuff like that, while just taking stuff out. And a kid next to me, he, what are you doing? Uh, uh, are you like worshiping the devil or something? What's going on? He genuinely asked me this. I told him no, and he just looked okay and moved on. That kid ended up becoming valedictorian, by the way. So it is completely normal for people who are like very smart to not know what you're doing, but like a level 3 is doing. And now we get to level 4. Level 4s are people who really struggle talking. They tend to struggle with speaking. In schools, you will usually see these people with a paraprofessional. These are essentially like, for those of you who don't know, these are people who are right by, or like mini teachers, standing right beside a student primarily to assist them. That is, or many times, at least in my experience, they were called paras. And well, these people, they will be friends. They should at least be friends with people who are like really nice and kind people. Because unfortunately, behind their back, a lot of people will tend to find like their lack of social cue recognizing and genuine, like, just like the way they act, maybe annoying. In my experience, I met somebody who I didn't really mind because I was kind of used to level 4s. And this was theater where like people are expected to be like crazy and fun and stuff. And everybody backstage, whenever I talked to them, didn't like them. They thought they were super annoying and super rude. So that is a level, and not all level 4s are not. Again, obviously not every level 4 is a good person. Nobody is just a good person because they have autism. That's stupid. But nobody's mean because they have autism either. Being yourself is not an excuse to be rude. But yeah, those are level 4s. Then we get to the level 5s. These are the people who like can't speak, require parental help to get by, like really struggle. And I personally have never like been in close contact with many of these people, but I have seen like little kids with this in like speaking offices, like places for helping people speak. I've seen like little kids with like these iPads and stuff where they would type out what they needed to say. And many times they struggle with their hands as well, so it makes it even harder. And their parents will usually just stick by them. I don't really have much to say because I don't really know. I haven't really been in close contact with many level 5s, but that is my experience. Those are the 5 levels. And so I hope this like helps at least bring some understanding of, especially to people who don't have autism, of like, how can I view this? I don't want you to be like using this as an insult, like, or anything. And also, I don't speak for every autistic person. This is just how I view it. This is just how I think of it. It's easier for me. That's all. Now have a good day. I just hope everybody does well. I'm just recorded this because I have had this idea. So I hope everybody is doing well. And make sure to be nice to yourself. If you have autism, don't be afraid of that. That's awesome. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.